Welcome back to Wine Dining with me, where we drink wine and have a conversation. Today's conversation is why paying your debt first is a form of saving. This is probably the first time you probably have heard that, and we're going to explore why. First, let's start with interest rates, and we're not going to get too deep into interest rate, but we're going to learn what interest rate is. So for a borrower, which is us in this case, it's the cost of borrowing money, right? Borrowing money comes at a cost because you are using money that's not yours, meaning somebody on the other side is lending you the money, and they're gonna have to get a benefit out of that because nobody does anything for free. Let's be honest. You don't want to lend somebody money for 6 years for free. So what that cost is for a borrower, which is us in this case, is interest rate. And that's a cost to us but a benefit to them. I hope that makes sense. You're wondering, why do I have to pay interest? Because it's a cost that comes with you borrowing somebody else's money. You want to be the lender always. I forgot to talk about today's wine. It's a Vietti Moscato, and it's so tasty. It's so sweet. Like, it's really, really nice. But going back to the conversation of interest rate, it can get as high as they can possibly get. So right now, I believe the highest is around 25-30% on interest in US, and as low as maybe 4%. And the difference is based on what you all know, credit score, how much you are borrowing, and how long you're borrowing it for. But if you have a high interest rate, then you are paying more on your debt than somebody else with the same debt as you, but with a lower interest rate. The interest rate depends on how much of a risk that investment is and the return that might come and may not come afterwards. So if you have a terrible credit score, you're more likely to have a higher interest rate than somebody who have a better interest rate. And then the longer you have a debt, really should lower your interest rate than short term. So what does that mean? It means that whenever you are paying back your loan, you are also paying the cost that loan cost to have it. So when you pay a minimum on a loan, right? So we all get minimum payment on a loan, and if that's how you're gonna pay for the life of that loan, then you are gonna pay the full price of the cost of having that loan. However, here's how to reduce and save more money. It's pay more than a minimum and pay it off as fast as you can. All in all, this is to say, if you have a loan or some sort of debt and it has really, really high interest, before you think about maybe saving, or you should always think about saving, but or investing in like an index or something, you should consider paying off that loan first because you'll be saving more in the long run. But we'll talk about the difference later. As for now, paying your debt, it is a form of saving. Another way that it's a form of saving, it reduces how many bills you have. Meaning, it gives you more cash flow, which help you budget better, save more, because you don't have that loan as a bill. But you should definitely, if you have debt, you should definitely look into paying it off so you can have more cash in the future, so you can save better in the future. we are going to look into whether or not you should pay your debt first, later, compared to another form of saving, which is coming up next, which is why have an emergency fund. See you guys and talk to you guys later.